Good afternoon, my darlings. Welcome to, I was going to say the first vlog of 2023, however, this will be the second vlog that you'll have seen this year, but Happy New Year, because this is the first vlog that I am starting in 2023. I know I already wished you a Happy New Year, but no harm in saying it twice. I hope the start of your year has been a very happy one. So today is the first day that I'm really kind of getting back into the swing of things. Yesterday was the first day that I attempted to get back to work. Didn't go well. It did not go well. It was just a very slow, lethargic day. It reminded me of that feeling where, do you remember when you used to go back to school after the summer holidays and it would take you like a week to get back in the spirit, back in the swing of using your brain every day after a considerable amount of time off? I'm sure every YouTuber, social media content creator that you watch has said it, but Christmas is really the only time of year that we all actually properly switch off, because everyone is away from their emails. If you go away in summer, then chances are your inbox is still pinging off and you come back from your holiday with a million more things on your to-do list. But at this time of year, we can all actually switch off. So it has been a really lovely break. It felt a little bit weird picking up the vlogging camera this morning, I'm not going to lie. Hence why it's actually taken me until 3 p.m. to officially talk to you. So I really do hope the start of your year has been going well. Mine's been off to a slow start, but yeah, I hope the start of your year has gone well so far. Today I'm going to start off the vlog with a little bit of a fashion segment because I found, and I mentioned this in the Christmas vlog, I found the sales this year, the like from Boxing Day to early January sales, I found them to be very, very good, and I did place 3 substantial orders. So one was Net-a-Porter, one was Farfetch, and one was Matches, and I wanted to go through a few of those bits with you today. Hopefully we can race the sunlight. It's probably going to start getting dark in like an hour's time, and you will probably be about to bear witness to my hair slowly and gradually dropping over the next 20 minutes or so, because I've just taken out some heatless curls that I'd only put in about an hour ago, so who knows how long these will last. But anyway, before I share the bits that I purchased over the sale period, I want to let you know that this dress, which was probably my favourite dress to wear over the festive season, I wore it at the Newt over the New Year's period, I wore it loads throughout Vlogmas, as you'll have seen. It is a Ralph Lauren dress, and honestly I just absolutely adore it. It's featured loads on my Instagram and it's now half price, so I'll leave this dress and all the other bits I'm about to share with you in the description box down below in case you are looking to pick up a bit of a bargain. I am feeling quite lazy and not quite in the mood to get changed just yet, so I'm going to start by sharing the accessories. To save my memory, I think what I'll do is leave the sale price and the discount on the screen here, and also which retailer I purchased it from, or maybe I'll just link that down below to save me trawling through my emails and potentially getting the facts wrong. So this purchase, these are some Loewe sunglasses. This is my first time actually unboxing these. I decided to treat myself to these, even though I recall the discount wasn't that big, but just because I absolutely adore them. I always think that with sale things you have to be honest to begin with, I haven't done this kind of video before where I've shared my sale purchases, because I'm not normally a sale shopper, not gonna lie. I don't normally get that excited by things that are in the sale, and I'm very strict with myself that it has to be something that I would have wanted to have paid full price for, because otherwise you're just kind of getting swept away in the newly discounted price, which with designer goods is still a very expensive price. So with these sunglasses, I knew that I would absolutely love them because I have got the tortoise version of these that I've had all year, and they were without doubt my most worn sunglasses. So these are a kind of pinky brown shade. Again, you've got the Loewe logo here on the side. I would have to say that Loewe is probably in my top 5 luxury brands. I've got that lovely reindeer jumper that I wore throughout Vlogmas, lots of obviously basket bags, belts and sunglasses. So I think it is safe to say Love them. I can take off the plastic tag because these will definitely be a keeper. I think that this brownie shade is a little bit more soft, a little bit more flattering if you have got blonde hair. Sometimes I find that black sunglasses can be a bit harsh and a bit stark in their colour. Having said that, I did treat myself to some Gucci ones, which you might have seen in the Christmas vlog, which I do absolutely love. So yes, very happy with these 2 new pairs of sunglasses to my collection. And you get the little leather pouch, you get the cleaning cloth. So yes, love those. Up next is something that I feel is a real winner chicken dinner. It is this Valentino scarf. Firstly, it is absolutely ginormous. It is one of these mega big scarves, almost like a blanket, that you can really snuggle yourself up in. I love the fact that it's mostly white, and then the Valentino logo, which I was gonna say it's not in your face, but it is a ginormous logo. But obviously when you're wearing it and it's just hanging down like this, you can't see necessarily what the logo is. So I would say it's actually not too in your face unless you're literally gonna hold it above your head like a football banner, which I don't intend on doing. But I love a light coloured scarf. For my personal skin complexion and hair colour, I was actually just having this conversation at lunchtime, I find that light colours close to my face act as almost like a bounce back, almost like what you get in photo studios, those reflectors. And I find that having light colours close to my face is a lot more flattering than dark colours. For example, I don't know if that's going to work, but it's something that you can really try out when you go shopping. If you see like a wall of different coloured scarves, just take a few to the mirror, hold them up to your face, and some of them might make your skin look warmer toned, might make you look healthier, some of them might have the opposite effect. So it's really good when you're shopping to know what colours work for your skin tone, and scarves are a really impactful way of that kind of working. So I know that light colours, I love to have light colours close to my face, and obviously this is very neutral, so it's going to go with lots of my wardrobe. And I think that this scarf was 50% off. I'm pretty sure it was either 40 or 50% off, so I was really happy with this. Even though Christmas and December is over, we still probably, unfortunately, do have the coldest and most miserable months ahead of us. So I know that I'm going to get a lot of use out of this, and it was a real treat to myself for Christmas. It has got the little bit of sparkly thread where it's the Valentino logo, and for me, sparkle is not just for Christmas, definitely not just for the festive season. It's very subtle and super soft, super warm. I think it's wool and cashmere blend. Let's check. Made in Italy. 53% wool. Do you know what? Actually, it could be better. It's 53% wool and 27% viscose. I thought it was going to have cashmere in there as well, especially given the price. But sometimes I am guilty of being a little bit snobby about fabric combinations, when actually viscose can be added to strengthen a fabric. It can be better for various different qualities. I would prefer a cashmere and wool mix because then I know it's going to be warmer, but with 53% wool, it's still going to keep me nice and toasty warm. Okay, I was obviously still very much in the festive mode when I did this order, because I also ordered a gold sparkly swimsuit. Is that a January vibe purchase? Definitely not. However, it is quite fun. I seem to remember it being exceptionally flattering on the model, of course, because they're a model. Is this something which was potentially a little bit of an impulse? Who knows? I will give it a try. Probably not going to insert a try on clip because it's January, you don't need to see me in a swimsuit. But yeah, I do love the metallic fabric, and it could be very fun for, I don't know, festive swims. Not that I have plans on doing that anytime soon, but we shall see. I mean, if it looks amazing, then I'll keep it, but otherwise I feel like it's one of those purchases that I probably didn't really need. I must have gotten onto a swimsuit page at some point, because I also purchased this rather beautiful swimming costume from Amelia Wickstead. Now, as I've mentioned probably 10,000 times, and it's probably getting very annoying, we have booked a holiday to the sunshine for later in the month, so a new swimsuit is not a totally random purchase. I actually can't remember if this was in the sale or not, so I'll leave that info on the screen here. But of course, I adore Amelia Wickstead. I think her designs are gorgeous. I've never owned any swimwear from the brand before. I'm intrigued as to what this strap does. Does it go around the back? Is it necessary? I don't know. With swimming costumes, I do like them to be quite high cut up the buttocks, so they're not too covering. I find that a lot more flattering. So yeah, we shall see how this looks. I actually ordered it in 2 different sizes to give myself that option, but we'll see. We shall see how it looks. And then we have got another Loewe purchase, and this is actually my first Loewe home purchase. I think this was also potentially 50% off in the sale. Is it necessary in the slightest to buy a designer blanket? Abso-freaking-lutely not. It's a little bit ridiculous if I do say so myself, because a designer blanket and a regular blanket do the exact same job, but that is the world of luxury branding. I thought this was just a very practical, snuggly blanket for using on the sofa downstairs. I do like to snuggle up with a blanket in the evenings while Charlie and I are relaxing. In fact, this evening I plan on snuggling up with a load of recipe books and planning out some meals for the next couple of weeks. That's the plan, so I shall do so snuggled in this gorgeous blanket. So let me show you. It is light brown and dark brown, and you've got Loewe written on it, and I really like this half loop top stitching on the hem. Let me know if you know what film that is from. I really like this stitch on the edging. It's a really nice design detail. It's just a really lovely big snuggly blanket. I mean, you could wear this as a wrap if you were very cold. You could definitely wear this, but I will be keeping this downstairs in the living room for snuggling in. Okay, my darlings, this next one is the item that I was probably the most excited about, and would it be a Josie shopping on websites like Net-a-Porter, Matches and Farfetch without something from, it's so big I can't even get in the screen with it, something from Chloe? No, it wouldn't. I find that Chloe do incredible sales. Often you can find the most amazing stuff at incredible prices. To be honest, even in Bicester Village, you can get, like, my current season handbag, the felty woolen one, you can get that at like half price in Bicester, which is absolutely amazing. But the boots, here they are, unboxed in all their glory. I just absolutely love them. Haven't tried them on yet. We'll give them a try in a second once I brave getting out of the stress. It's just laziness, honestly. I'm just in a bit of a sluggish mood today. But yes, so you have got a grippy sole, which is very practical. I love my items to be practical. Now I have to say, this is the kind of boot that I know I'll get a lot of wear out of. They're kind of like my 2023 version of the Prada boots that I bought maybe 2 or 3 years ago now. Have got so much wear out of them, and I always think that if you compare what you're contemplating buying to things you've got in your wardrobe, if it's similar to something that you get a lot of wear out of, then chances are it is going to be a good purchase. One of the reasons why I don't typically love sale shopping is because I don't like the idea of buying something in the sale and then it going out of style very quickly. I tend to not buy things which are on trend in the typical kind of sense of being on trend, and so if I find classic things like everything that I've just showed you, the sunglasses, the blanket, the swimsuits, you know, they are not on trend. They are things which are going to be timeless and stylish forever, hopefully. And the same applies to these boots. Yes, I'm sure they're spring summer 22 or autumn winter 22, but I don't care. I actually never saw these full price. I only saw them when they went down into sale. They have a very similar stitch detail to the Loewe blanket as pretty much the only design detail. It says Chloe very, very small there. My most worn boots in my entire collection are my Chloe boots, which have got the little block heel, so I can be testament to the fact that Chloe boots are very well made. They keep their structure and their form incredibly well, even if you wear them 9 million times a week. Not even possible, but yeah, I wear my Chloe boots a lot. I know they're fantastic quality, and from the style of these, I'm just very, very sure that I'll get a lot of wear out of them. So with leggings, even with dresses, I think they're absolutely gorgeous, and I seem to remember these being an absolute steal. Were they like 60% off? Again, I'll leave the exact details down below, and hopefully I will leave the pieces linked whether they're sold out or not, because sometimes something might be sold out and then you can click add to wish list, and sometimes sale things come back because, you know, people return stuff. I am drinking, in case you're interested, a Pucker mint matcha green tea. I'm trying to swap my afternoon coffee for a green tea. Apparently green tea has just as much caffeine in it as a coffee, and mint is very good for your digestion, so I do tend to have fairly heavy lunches, lots of carbs, and so mint apparently is good for your digestion, so that's what I've swapped my morning coffee to for now. Okay, up next, this is something that was very much intended to be worn on our upcoming holiday, and it is a pair of gold scroll mules from Cult Gaia. Very random, but I do love mules. I love things that I can just easily slip on, and I love metallic footwear. There's a fun fact. And I just thought these were very cool, and for any summer holiday or like jazzing up a beach dress on warm days here in the UK, I think I will actually get a lot of wear out of things. You know, when sometimes you just see something and you're like, that is quite an unusual choice, but I know that I will wear it a lot. So as long as they're comfortable, I'll try these on with some of the dress I'm about to share with you. So you'll probably see them in the try on clips. But yeah, got a good feeling about these. Okay, my darlings, the time has come. I am going to finally get changed. I will warn you, this is the least January try on that you will see all month, because most if not all of these are beach dresses. But if you do have a winter sun holiday coming up, then hopefully this will be useful, because most of these were in the sale. But if not, now might be a good time to pick these up if you love any of them and just store them until summer. But I appreciate that seeing someone trying on summer dresses is a little bit random for January, so just warning you that that is what you're about to see. Okay, my darlings, we are starting off with possibly one of the only non-white dresses in this haul. It's no secret that I just love a white dress when it comes to wearing on the beach and during the summer months. However, I was of course drawn to this beautiful green colour of this Zimmermann dress. Now I'm pretty sure this is actually the same pattern, the same kind of cut as the brown dress, or maybe it was the green scallop dress that I got in late summer. So it does require a little bit of concentration to get it on, because if I show you the back, you might be able to see it as the most gorgeous crisscross detail, but if you undo it too much while you're trying to get it on, I'm not gonna lie, you just stand no chance, because it's quite confusing, and it does take a little while to get yourself into this dress, but once you're in, I think it is worth it. So this is a really nice combination of, to be honest, this will be really nice. I know I'm thinking way ahead now, but towards the end of summer, like when you're starting to want to embrace, that's probably why it was in the sale, because it was probably an end of summer piece. But when you're wanting to start to embrace those autumn fabrics like linens and autumnal colours, how weird is this? We're trying on summer dresses in the middle of winter in January, talking about autumn. There we go. It's autumn somewhere in the world. Actually, I don't think it is. It's coming up to autumn in South Africa. Anyway, yes, as you can tell, I absolutely love it. I do find the silhouette very, very flattering because of the way that it's cut, and you've got the cutout detail here and here. It does give the illusion of a very tiny waist with this kind of wrap detail, which is very flattering. I can eat all the macaroni cheese that I want to, and you're not really going to be able to tell, which is great. And if I roll you down, you can see that I'm wearing the Cult Gaia shoes, which I will try on with all of the dresses. I always say that with metallics, I feel that metallics go with everything. I probably will take this bag as my bag of choice on our holiday. I'm gonna say this now, but it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna try and pack light, but I tend to just use the same bag every evening when we're on holiday, so this will probably be my bag of choice. And then the gold from the logo matches the gold from the shoes. They're very comfortable. They're a little bit slippy, so I might have to do a little bit. In fact, if you guys have got any tips on how to make new shoes a little bit less slippy and a little bit more grippy, then please let me know. But as far as the dress goes, well, and the shoes, it is definitely a yes from me. Well, here's something that you've never seen before on this channel. Josie wearing a white cotton dress. I do of course jest, because I am the biggest fan of white cotton dresses. You'd think that I've got enough in my wardrobe, however, I feel that there is one particular style of white cotton dress that I'm missing, and that is one exactly like this, because it's the kind of dress that you can really casually fling on over a swimsuit or over a bikini for lunchtime when you're on holiday. You can also wear it on heat wave days. By the way, Speaking of this dress in particular, it is actually unfortunately a little bit too big. Fit-wise, I've got at least an inch either side here, but it was in the sale. It's from a brand called Juliet Dunn, and I think it's very much worth me altering this dress to fit me perfectly. I think it's one size too big. I think I got this in a size 10, but what I'm going to do is simply take it in at the back, probably by the zip, and you can see that this would be the ideal fit for the dress. I absolutely love a white scallop fabric against the skin. I think it's beautiful. On the sleeves you have got bows, which is a design detail that I absolutely adore. Little tip, if your bows ever get too crinkled, just run your hair straighteners over them and that will do the trick. It's very flattering where it cinches in at the waist here and then goes out into quite a full skirt with, again, a little bit of a scallop detail down at the bottom. I love the kind of frill applique detail that you've got on the top here. It really is my perfect summer dress. I think it was around 30% off, so you know, not the cheapest, but something that, again, I'm confident that I will get a lot of wear out of. So I'm going to leave this in a pile to take to be altered. I probably could do it myself, but any time that the alteration is near a zip, sometimes it's just better to let the professionals do it. Okay, my darlings, another dress from the same brand, and when this was in my pile of bits to try on, I did kind of already allocate this to the section in my mind that it was going to get returned, because I wasn't initially mad on the detail where it's got the kind of like mirrored effect. However, now that I've got it on, I think it's actually a really effective design detail, and the fact that it's so light and floaty. You know, sometimes when you are on holiday, and again, I apologise that I keep going on about this bloomin' holiday, can you tell I'm desperate for some sunshine, but sometimes you just don't want fabric on your body, you just want to wear something loose, something floaty. Cast your minds back, if you're from the UK, to the heat wave we had this last summer, how blissful it was if you just had a really nice lightweight dress, something floaty, something that let the air circulate around your body. That was all I wanted to wear during the heat wave, so I feel that this will be the kind of thing that will be perfect for such occasions. With that little bit of metallic detail as well, it could be a really nice evening dress, but at the same time, with this silhouette, I think it'd be a perfect one for lunchtime. So lunch on the beach. I do love a halter neck style. I think it's just something a little bit different, and anything like this, again, which is timeless, it's not connected to any particular trend. This is the kind of thing, being such lovely quality as well. It's the same brand as the dress that I tried on previously. It's the kind of thing that will just automatically get packed in every upcoming summer or beach holiday suitcase. So price per wear wise, I feel like this could be a good one. Okay, my darlings, unfortunately I think we found the first item that I will be returning, sadly. It is this beautiful Zimmermann dress, which again I think was around 60% off. It is the kind of thing that typically I absolutely adore. Really beautiful pattern, but again, nothing too on trend, so would work for holidays for the next 10-15 years, which I know sounds ridiculous, but I have never gotten rid of a Zimmermann dress. They are all still in my collection, and even on our holiday to Catalonia at the end of last summer, I took my very first Zimmermann dress, so I really do get years worth of wear out of these dresses. However, the problem with this one is that sadly, and to be expected, I don't have the same body ratio as their fit model. So unfortunately what that means is for the waistband of the skirt section to fit me in the right place. Do you know what? I've just realised this could actually be a very easy tailoring adjustment as well. What I could do actually is just make a little cut along here and fold this fabric down. Do you know what? Maybe I won't send this back after all, because that is actually a very, very easy alteration. What I was going to say is that unfortunately my body is not long enough for this dress to fit, because in order for it to fit properly up here at the arm and chest section, it's got this fold of fabric here, but if I just make that simple adjustment, then actually it would fit me perfectly. Let me know what you guys think down below. Is it worth it? Is it worth keeping? It is a full-length dress, really beautiful. Again, fantastic for summer, fantastic for holidays. I love this. It almost reminds me of a Persian rug, this pattern on it. And then quite open at the back, you've got this almost bra-like detail at the back here. Yeah, that definitely needs to be taken up by at least an inch. I'm gonna remind myself how much this dress was. If it was an absolute steal compared to normal Zimmermann pricing, then I think it is worth the adjustment, but if it's just like a fairly good price, then it's probably not worth the hassle. But let me know what you guys think down below. So up next is this kind of tunic item from a brand called Anaak, A-N-A-A-K, which is not a brand that I have purchased from before. Now that I've got this on, I have got a very strong feeling that I might have something very similar to this, but in white, in fact. It's actually not that similar, but the fabric feels very similar. This dress is from a brand called Erez. I would definitely recommend having a look if Erez have got anything in the sale, because they're a great brand for holiday pieces, but their pieces are very expensive. I'm gonna keep that out actually to pack. We're not going away for like 2 more weeks, but I already want to just keep things out that I know I'm going to take with me. So this is a really great piece if I am planning on, you know, just lounging around in the afternoon, poolside or beachside, or perhaps if we have got a boat trip day and I just want something that I can fling on over a swimsuit. It's very loose fitting, as you can see, very easy to wear. I try very hard not to get sunburn, but if the worst should happen, then this is going to be a comfortable piece to wear and not be tight on any sunburn. I did try it on over the top of the sparkly swimming costume, which obviously over my underwear, which I will not be keeping. It's just not like a super flattering swimming costume. It's almost hipster style, and I know some people love hipster style bikinis. I don't. I like them to be high-waisted. I want to give the illusion of much longer legs. Any illusion that can make me look taller is very much appreciated, but this just doesn't do that. You have got little slits in the leg, which is wonderful, and I do really like this kind of fabric. I think it's very good for holidays, good for, again, summer in the UK kind of days. This will be the kind of dress that if I'm working from home during a heat wave, thinking 6 months ahead to July when hopefully we'll have some warmer days here in the UK, then yeah, this is the kind of thing that I think I will wear. So yes, this gets a tick from me. Side note before I talk about the next product, which is the skirt. This I should have mentioned in the last vlog where I mentioned my beauty favourites of the year. I'm not normally a lover or user of too many hairsprays, if I'm totally honest. However, a spray that I did use so much last year is this one. It's from a brand called Kristin S. This is the only product that I've ever tried from the brand. I definitely need to try more of their stuff this year, and it's called their Dry Finish Working Texture Spray for texture building and instantly volumizing. I washed my hair this morning, had it in heatless waves this morning, and as you may have spotted over the last 15 minutes or so, the curls do drop out, but then at a certain point when I just want to lift my hair up, really good on day 1 hair in particular, add a little bit of grit, a tiny bit of hold and volume to my hair. I don't know what's wrong with me. This has been the one that I reached for throughout the whole year, and I need to remember where I got it from because it's brilliant. And as much as I've used it, I feel like there's still like 3/4 of this left. So if you want something to add a bit of volume, a bit of hold to your hair, then I would highly recommend that particular spray. Anyway, back to the outfit. So this is the swimming costume, which I think I have decided I'm going to return. I also don't quite like how high up the armholes are. Like, that's quite a niche thing to not like, but there we go. But the skirt is what is next. Similar-ish to the dress that I tried on just a second ago. I actually, now that I'm wearing it, I don't know if I love it. I'm not sure that I would reach for this over other skirts that I've already got, and actually I do think it's a little bit tight and probably a bit bloated due to the amount of mac and cheese that has been consumed lately. It's a nice one from Zimmermann, but it's not blowing me away. So how crazy that of this sale haul, the 2 things so far that I think I'm going to return. And by the way, I just checked the dress and it was still very expensive, so it is going to go back. Yeah, the 2 things I'm returning are the Zimmermann bits, which is very unlike me. Well, my darlings, I did not think that I would be doing a swimwear try-on for you in January, most definitely not, but I would like to get your opinions on this Emilia Wickstead swimsuit. You don't need to see waist down because I am wearing a ginormous of a Snickers underneath this. There's your fun fact for the day. But I also think that's the most hygienic way to try on swimming costumes. Just saying. Anyway, giant underwear, Bridget Jones style aside, do you know what? I'm now noticing that actually the lining of this swimsuit is kind of rolling out at the top, which is not what you want with a luxury swimming costume. I do love the pattern on this. I love the green. Is it cabbages? Is it roses? I like the green pattern. I like the fact that you have got this strap going on at the back, which just kind of, you know, adds to the no side boob on show factor of the swimsuit, but that's a bit annoying. Can you see what I mean, where the lining is rolling over? That's a bit of a pain. I am a big swimming costume lover, especially after lunch. Need I say any more? I just like to be covered. I feel more confident that way. But yeah, not 100% sure if I would reach for this over other swimming costumes in my collection. Let me know what you guys think. Alright darlings, back to being clothed. That's not something that I thought I'd be saying in this video. So next we've actually got a two-piece. It may look like a one-piece, but it is in fact a two-piece. So we've got this halter neck top and then this pair of lovely, comfortable, wide-leg trousers in almost like a seersucker material. I have to say from the no, it's not seersucker. What is the name of this material? Can anyone tell me? Where it's quite textured, a little bit pleated, fairly thick, but feels quite breathable. I could probably just check the label, couldn't I? Unfortunately, the top is a major side boob revealer, so I am definitely going to return the top. However, I think they were purchased separately, and the trousers are not only very comfortable, but I feel very practical for not only when you are on holiday or said hot place, but also while traveling, because this material really doesn't crease. I love the fact that it's not like a kind of trousers that has a zip. It is an elasticated waistband, which is an absolute dream come true, so super comfortable. It's a smocked waistband. I find the yellow colour very flattering. I think for sticking on over the top of perhaps a white swimming costume, they'll be great for that. They'll also be fantastic for wearing with a white shirt. So yeah, the trousers are a yes, but the top is a no. Okay, my darlings, another white dress, which in my very bad eyesight actually looks a bit wonky. Maybe the bows on the shoulders need a bit of adjustment. I half love and I half don't love this dress. The positives are the fabric. First of all, I love this floral detail, I love the scallop detail, I love the bows on the shoulders, design details that I absolutely adore. I love the fact that you've got these kind of little pom-poms on the layered details. I love the silhouette and I love that it is a beautiful white dress. However, one major flaw with this dress, and it sounds so ridiculous, but honestly it impacts the amount that I reach for and wear this kind of dress, is that I had to pull this on over my head. I know that really does sound ridiculous, but it's one where you've got a side zip. Even though you have got an elasticated smocked section at the back here, you have to pull it on over your head unless you literally have got the smallest hips in the entire world, which also means that you have to put something, aka a silk scarf, over your face so that you don't get makeup all over the dress, which is a little bit of a faff. If I ever am so fortunate to be able to design my own collection of dresses, wouldn't that be a dream come true? I would ensure that all of my dresses are step-inable, because no one enjoys pulling a dress over their head, or definitely not taking a dress off over your head, because it's uncomfortable, it ruins your hair, it ruins your makeup, and you potentially get makeup all over the dress. So as gorgeous as this is, and it really is absolutely beautiful, I honestly am quite put off by the fact that I'd have to pull this over my head. I'm actually dreading taking it off. It's gonna be a process. If I wasn't completely nude underneath, I would show you, because it's probably gonna be quite hilarious. Hallelujah, this next dress was so much easier to get into. I just stretched the top out and stepped right in. I've got a feeling it's a little bit see-through, seeing as I'm now using the artificial light of my mirrors, because it's pitch black outside. Thank you, winter. But I think in daylight, in real lighting, it probably wouldn't be quite so transparent. Because the top is a super stretched smock, it's a lot more comfortable, it's a lot easier to get into and out of. I still managed to get makeup on that last dress, taking it off. And I'm gonna have to obviously clean it before I return it, because what a nightmare. So again, we've got the design detail that I absolutely love of the bows on the sleeves. I do love a smocked bodice and then flared skirt. It's, do you know what, I think it's cheesecloth. Is that the name of this kind of fabric? Pretty sure it is. Here's another little close-up of the kind of material. I love it. I think it is very tropical, beachy island kind of vibe, and yes, this is the kind of dress that I do get a lot of wear out of during the warmer months. So it's the same brand as the pink beach tunic that I showed you earlier, Anark. So maybe I need to have another little look at that brand for other beachy pieces, but yeah, if I have to choose between the two dresses, this one is definitely the keeper because it's so much easier to take on and off. Up next, shock horror, we have got another white dress. This one, again, my gut instinct is to return it because I'm not 100% in love with the silhouettes. I think it's the skirt. There is something a little bit like desk job style about this skirt. It's a little bit pencil skirty, which I feel it doesn't really match the vibe of the overall dress. I love the pleated material. I love this halter neck kind of style at the top. Love the ruffle detail, love the colour, love the fabric. But yes, the silhouette overall I feel is a little bit, just doesn't quite match the whole vibe of the dress, so it's gonna go back. Okay, this next one is one that I definitely need your help with because I am 50-50. I think again it's going to depend on the price and the discount. I know that there were some, is it Juliet Dunn again? I think so. I'm sure there were some which actually weren't in the sale, so a few of these might be full price. If this is one of those full price dresses, then I think I will return it. I'm not sure. Your opinions are requested on this one. Oh my gosh, the way that I said requested just then reminded me of, I saw Lad Bible shared again the video of the guy 10 years ago. Do you remember the blonde, really posh guy? What was he doing in that video? Not the chundered everywhere one. I'm sure you guys know the video that I mean. Requested. Yeah, anyway, yeah, this is the kind of dress that I do love to wear on beach holidays. Again, beautiful white cotton dress with bows on the shoulders. I think I am very much on repeat with the kind of things that I love. It's got really nice detail going down. I love the fact that it's buttoned down. I love the fact that it's got this little bit of embroidery. Really nice, lightweight, classic timeless summer dress that again could be worn for many years. I'm selling it to myself. Yeah, it really is quite a classic, isn't it? Oh, I love the fact that when you put your hands in the pockets, you can see the embroidery detail even more. It's a lovely midi length. I think I've just talked myself into it. I've popped it on with the Cult Gaia shoes. I feel like this is the kind of dress that can be worn with smart accessories for an evening on the beach, but then it's just a very easy to wear dress. Yes, I have just officially talked myself into keeping this dress. Well, I hate to end this white dress, beach dress kind of segment on a bad note, but as you can probably tell by my strategically placed hands, I will remove them very briefly and not move in the slightest. This dress is exclusively reserved for those with perfect, as my Pilates instructor calls them, Michael Bublés, which I do not have. I do not have much in that department at all. If you have got perfect Michael Bublés, then this is the dress for you to show the world because it is a major cleavage viewer. It's a shame. It's a really lovely dress, but yeah, just not suitable for my chest area. I do actually have a dress that I was kind of hoping was going to arrive before New Year, but it didn't. But I'm going to try it on anyway because I think it was 40% off and could be a good one to bank for next Christmas. Woo! Okay, my darlings, this is one again that I need your opinions on because it's another where I'm a bit stumped, a little bit 50-50. There are many things that I love about this dress, but a few things that concern me slightly. I think it was 40% off, which is pretty darn good for a self-portrait dress. It would have been a fantastic New Year's Eve dress. Right, okay, let's start with the negatives. Firstly, again, as you can tell, I'm quite conscious of this kind of area, not because of the boobs, the bublés, but because of my birthmark, which is there. It's just a mole, but I just don't like garments that frame it because I think that's a little bit weird. So I feel like I would be constantly quite conscious of checking that it wasn't being framed by that open section. If you don't have a birthmark in the middle of your under buble area, then you'll be totally fine. It does somewhat highlight my lack of boobs, but that doesn't really, doesn't really bother me. But what does bother me more is the fact that I couldn't actually get my size. I would normally in this kind of dress get a small or extra small, probably small in this case, but this is a medium. Really annoying because there are so many things that I love about this dress. I love the material. It's like a dark sparkly green. As you can see, it's got the most fabulous sleeves. I really like this neckline, fabulous for framing a necklace. I like the length of it. I like that it's kind of elasticated bodycon-y. It would make you conscious of bloating. It would make me conscious of bloating because it's quite like unforgiving in this area. Yeah, it's one of those that I feel like on some girls would look absolutely insane, but if you're going to feel self-conscious throughout the evening, then it's probably just not worth it. And I know that unfortunately I would do in this one, and the fact that potentially the shoulders would slip down where it's not quite my right size. So sadly, do you know what, I will actually keep an eye out for this in a size small, because I'd love to try it if it does come back in stock, because I think it's got such potential. But this particular one, unfortunately, is not for me. So I didn't want to end on a rubbish note. You will of course have seen this look already when I was talking about the boots earlier, probably wondering how on earth my hair got so flat. But actually I don't mind. I quite like it when it gets to this level, just a little bit of a natural wave. But I have a feeling this Loewe jumper is now in the sale as well. I wore it so much over the festive period, but the real winner, as you'll have seen earlier, is of course the Chloe boots. They are super comfortable. I think they just look great with the outfit, exactly what I was hoping for. So I feel like they are the winner of this January sale, Boxing Day sale haul, if you will. The full look, I like the chunkiness of them. I love the contrast detail on the stitching. So yes, the Chloe boots are my favourite thing from this collection. As I mentioned throughout, sorry, I'm just so lazy I can't be bothered to keep moving the camera. Everything that I have just tried, everything that I've just tried on for you will be linked down below. While I'm filming the try on clips, by the way, I like to listen to podcasts and I just keep pausing it when I turn the camera on, and I'm listening to Stephen Bartlett's 5 Scientific Rules for Making and Breaking Habits. It's currently called that. I think he changes his video titles every couple of days, probably from like an SEO point of view and probably just to try and capture different people's attention. Very clever gentleman. I've never done that before. Don't think I have anyway. Who knows? Not intentionally. Yeah, so that's what it's currently called. It's episode number 208, maybe an easier way. And it's actually really interesting. And I feel like if there are any strong habits that you're trying to change for the new year, for me it's cutting out the sugars that I have in my morning oat milk cappuccino. I really need to cut down on sugar. Then yeah, it's very interesting. So I thought I would let you know. Right, I'm done filming the try-on clips. It is now pitch black outside. I am going to tackle my inbox, which is actually not too bad in January, to be fair. It's not that bad. And do a little bit of meal planning for the rest of the week. Okay, darlings, I'm back downstairs with my 2 pterodactyls, my 2 assistants, who are going to help me with this evening's tasks. I feel like they haven't been on the vlog in a little while, but Dickie has actually got some very exciting news. He is officially going to be featured in an issue very soon of House and Garden magazine. I don't know if you remember when George Smith came over a few months ago now to shoot their outdoor furniture collection, and a certain young sausage was a wonderful model during the day. And yeah, basically some of the pictures are going to be full page adverts in a few different magazines. So you're going to be a famous model, my Chick-fil-A. I'm so sorry, Dexy. Even though I think you're the most handsome. Oh. joys of owning a sausage dog. Susie sent me a really fantastic TikTok this morning. I'll see if I can link it down below, and it was basically the 10 things that I've had to give up since owning a sausage dog, and one of them I think was silence or peace and quiet, because they do tend to howl at everything. Anyway, now that the howling is over, sorry, that is really bothering me. Still not perfect, but never mind. Yes, I have just added some more hot water to my tea bag for about the 4th time today. I really get my money's worth out of my tea bags because I let it get to like that full, and then I go and top up my water and keep enjoying it until it gets weaker and weaker and weaker. So hopefully I'm just like slowly getting less and less caffeine as the day goes on so that I can sleep later. Anyway, so the puppies have returned. My tasks this evening, hopefully Charlie's gonna come down and start cooking soon so that we can chat this over together. We have another of our kind of New Year's intentions, if you will, is to start eating our dinner earlier. Something else that we either read or heard in one of the podcasts is that it's so much better for your gut if you give it quite a good break in between your last meal in the evening and your first meal the following day. So we're trying to eat our dinner much earlier, trying to be eating by 7 p.m. That is ideal, whereas previously we'd probably eat at like 8 and then pretty much go straight to bed, which doesn't give us any time to digest. But I digress. I have brought down this wonderful Noble Macmillan recipe book downstairs. They very kindly sent this over before Christmas. It says delicious bites and noteworthy flavours. And inside the book it's actually specifically laid out with all the different sections that you might need if you like to jot down different recipes. Now I have got recipes saved on notes on my phone, on post-it notes, on postcards, in the backs of random notebooks. So what I would like to do this evening is congregate them all together and put them in this one notebook, which I will hopefully have for many, many years to come. It even has an index section, which is very, very helpful. The little notes on the page go through the method, if it's a starter, main, canapé. I mean, I don't normally create canapés, but puddings, vegetarian, dairy-free, gluten-free, vegan, the ingredients, how many it serves, the prep time, the cook time, the temperature, how many portions, and it's even got a little section for tips and tricks. So very, very well laid out, and I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of this. It has got a bookmark ribbon as well that I can save on my favourite recipes. So I need to add in, for example, Leonora's miso soup recipe, Amelia's rice recipe. I will write down my mac and cheese recipe because then this book can be handed down through the generations. So yes, I'm going to do that. I don't think there's any point in me writing out recipes that are already in recipe books, but I am going to mentally like plot what we're going to make over the next week. For example, you were resting on the recipe books before, but these little post-it notes are little bookmarks that I made last night after we had our dinner in Mira Soda's East book, 120 vegan and vegetarian recipes from Bangalore to Beijing. I love those kinds of Indian and Eastern flavours. So for example, gosh, this looks mouth-watering, winter pilau. Yum Arillo. Anytime I see yellow rice, I'm like, yeah, that is the kind of meal that I'm going to enjoy. Winter pilau with beetroot, cauliflower and coriander chutney. Delish. And hopefully these kinds of dishes, here we go, sprout nasi goreng. Who would have thought it, but 'tis the season still, even though Christmas is over, for sprouts. What else have I saved? Oh my gosh. Peanut butter and purple sprouting broccoli pad thai. That sounds scrumptious. I love noodles, I love peanut butter, and there's loads of different plants in here as well. If you watched Thursday's video, you'll have heard me saying that another thing that I really want to do this year is a according to Tim Spector's guidelines, make sure that I'm eating around 30 different plants per week. So recipes like this that have got so many different plants in them are going to be a great way of getting a head start on that. So I'm going to look through a few more of my recipe books, and at the same time mentally taking note of what things are included in the recipes that I can grow in my garden this year. It is the time of year for seed ordering. I do of course have, where is it? I've got a little bunny rabbit down here, by the way. I always have to sit next to my mummy because I'm such a mummy's boy. Where is that? Aha. So I do of course have, this was actually how I first discovered Noble Macmillan, which is the brand that my recipes will be written in, you know, that book I just showed you. This is also from Noble Macmillan. It is a gorgeous leather bound, it's actually a photo album. If you've not seen me talk about this before, this is an epic hack in my opinion, if you are a seed collector like I am. Keeping your seeds in a photo album means that you've got them all really easily accessible. So yes, I do have an entire photo album full of seeds, which I intend on using again this year, but I saw an Instagram story this morning from the Heritage Seed Company, and they shared how a certain brand, and I'm sure, yeah, it's this one, Mr. Fothergill's, I was going to say not naming and shaming, but I literally just did. I'm sure it was this brand, but they very professionally blurted out. They were saying how the seeds are not organic, so yeah, I would just much rather everything that I'm growing in my garden is completely organic, which does of course start with the seed. So their Instagram story did the trick, and I placed a big order on their website this afternoon. I think I ordered like 17 new different types of vegetables, squashes, salads, much to, I'm sure, Charlie's disamusement, but there we go. I'm so excited because this year of course is the first year that I will be properly growing in my greenhouse. Obviously I've grown seeds for the last 3 or 4 years, no, 2 or 3 years, but this is my first full growing season in the greenhouse, which I'm so excited about. So I'm looking forward to that order arriving. I have still got space to add more into my photo album, Josie's seed collection. And I just can't wait to organise my vegetable garden for the year, start planning it out. Do you remember this time last year I did that plan, which I never stuck to. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't stick to it. But I think I will sit down with Jack over coffee and discuss how we're gonna lay out the kitchen garden this year, and just make sure that I'm growing stuff that we are going to eat and enjoy throughout the year. So anyway, I've been rambling for 9 minutes. I'm gonna sit down with my books, plan any more seeds that I need to get, plan some recipes, and enjoy my tea with the company of my 2 little boys.
It's the sneezing that I particularly like. We're the best of friends, you see. We're celebrating because we just found out my brother's going to be in the House and Garden magazine.
Good morning, my darlings. It's the next day. I actually drove into London today. I've got a day full of pampering things, starting off with a haircut here at Michael Van Clark with Michael himself. It is a train strike today, which I only realised at 9 PM last night, so all the trains were cancelled, but luckily it was a fairly easy drive and I parked at a kind of parking lot on Harley Street, so nice and central. I've already been to Granger & Co for a nice breakfast because I actually gave myself so much time to drive in that I had an hour to spare. Had a very nutritious, good for the gut breakfast, putting into practice all my learnings from Tim Spector. And then I haven't done anything with my hair or makeup today because after my haircut, I then got a Murad hydrofacial down at Hershison's. Then I'm getting my second batch of laser treatment on my nose. and then I'm going to catch up with Dr. Tom, my dentist, about my Invisalign. So a jam-packed day, and I shall bring you along for all of the various treatments. So this is my hair before. We're going to take a little bit off the length, and Michael's going to do a bit of framing around my face. I'm hoping to take off just over 1.5 inches, and hopefully that will bring my hair back to life with some nice shape and movement for the new year. Got my carrots and ginger juice to fuel me through the morning. Stop for the day. I've come to the Hirschison salon on Berners Street, and in this wonderful cozy little room I'm going to have a Murad hydrofacial. I am #1 lover of hydrofacials, and this one has got the addition of some Murad boosters in there. So I'm going to have either a vitamin C or a retinol booster, which is going to help to clear my skin after a month of not potentially cleansing quite properly in December. So I'm very much looking forward to snuggling in here. It is a heated bed, how heavenly, and I should be glowing in about an hour's time. Hello again, my darlings. Well, this is officially the scariest that I have ever looked on camera. I am very red in the snoot, very red in the T-zone area because of the beauty treatments that I have had this afternoon. So it's been a few hours since I last spoke to you. And since then I have had a really lovely beauty treatment. I had a Murad, as you saw, hydrofacial. And I just absolutely love hydrofacials. They're so thorough. It's so satisfying that you can actually see the dirt from your pores in the liquid at the end. It's so satisfying to see. And I have to say, it was kind of like an elevated hydrofacial with it having the Murad products. You had the lovely cleansing at the beginning. Just a really lovely experience. And then I had my slightly more scary beauty treatment, which was my laser, which is why my nose is looking quite red, and most of my face, to be honest. I mentioned the first time I had this done, albeit I mentioned it only briefly, but I have developed over the last year, strangely, these raised bumps under the skin on my nose. No one seems to know what they are, but the only way that we're able to control them and make them a little bit smaller is with laser. So I have now been for 2 appointments at the 111 clinic at 111 Harley Street. Wow, I really do look quite scary. But yeah, it was a little bit sore, but what they do is they actually give you this contraption that blows cold air, so while you're getting the laser done you can also blow cold air on yourself, which makes it a lot more comfortable. I wouldn't say it's painful, just uncomfortable, and now afterwards my skin just feels quite fragile and quite raw, to be honest. And then my final appointment of the day was with Dr. Tom Crawford Clark at 80 Harley Street. So I literally have just been hopping around Harley Street area all afternoon. And I had my very final, well, what could have been my final Invisalign appointment, because I am now on brace 14 of 14. But we discussed a few little tweaks that we could make to further improve my smile, and Tom did a very quick and simple scan, and we could see that my bite could potentially be further improved, and just a few little like niggly tweaky bits to make it absolutely perfect. So I have chosen to do another set of Invisalign. It may or may not be 14 weeks again, but I feel like I'm in the swing of it now. I really don't mind wearing Invisalign. I don't feel like it impacts me in any way at all. I don't get self-conscious wearing it. It doesn't stop me from doing anything. If I have to take photos, I just whip it out for 5 minutes. And yeah, this is my this is my brace. So I am going to do another round of the retainers, of the aligners, just to ow, still a bit sore, just to get my teeth even more perfect. I have said it a million times, but I could not recommend Dr. Tom any more highly. He is such a nice guy, so professional, such an amazing location for his clinic, and he offers Invisalign, composite bonding, which makes such a huge difference. Even if you don't know what you need and you just want to improve your smile, just go and have a chat with him. He's so lovely, and he'll make all kinds of recommendations depending on what you want, what you want to achieve, your budget, etc, etc. Anyway, I'm now going, oh, I'll leave his details down below. I need to find my phone, here it is, and I'm going to put on the podcast that Dr. Rangan Chatterjee has just recorded, and it's all about cold water swimming, which I haven't done now for 3 or 4 weeks, but next time I can, I will do my Pilates and wild swim with Chloe. But yeah, it's a 2 hour long, actually it's a 2.5 hour long podcast, so that will keep me going all the way home. Let's see how long it's saying the drive is going to be. It took me about 2 hours to get here this morning. I actually got into town very early because I allowed myself 4 hours because I didn't want to be rushing. I don't have any signal down here in the car park. But we shall soon find out. I don't think it'll be much more than 2 hours because London still feels quite empty. Don't know why. I mean, people are back at work, but maybe it's because the reason that I drove was because all the trains are striking today, every single one. There is not a single train running today, so I had no choice but to drive. But yeah, it's a very small, tiny little narrow car park. I had to even put my wing mirrors in order to get into my parking space. But anyway, I will bid you good night. I'm probably going to end the vlog here actually because I'm probably just gonna go to sleep as soon as I get home. So I hope you have enjoyed this one. Sorry to end it on like the least glamorous note possible, but these are the things that we've got to do to get a bump-free schnoz. And thank you for watching, darlings. I'll see you in the next one. Good night.